Good morning, sunshines. It is a beautiful day today, but it's not going to be later this afternoon. I think about 3, 4, 5 o'clock it's going to start raining. Um, Kind of looks like rain right now, but it's supposed to get real sunny today. Anyways, it was a glorious another week of COVID. I mean, quarantining, hiding in the house. Um, just trying to catch up. I don't know if you guys saw it or not. I did a impromptu video on the 21st, which was Tuesday, of a house I was looking at. I ended up buying it already, so I saw it on the 21st. You guys got to see me do the video of it, and then I ended up buying it on Thursday. So I am now the proud owner of. Let's see here. I can bring up some pictures maybe of it. I was trying to get prepped for you guys. Let's see what we got here. This beautiful, oh my gosh, isn't it beautiful? Beautiful house. So I ended up closing on it on Thursday. I got a list of stuff to do. I'm actually trying to decide if I want to sell it as is, or if I want to fix it up and then rent it out. A lot of legislation's been coming down, and it kind of makes me nervous. Hey, good morning, Emil. Anyways, a lot of legislation coming down, kind of making me nervous a little bit. I mean, I'm always going to have rentals. I'm always going to have a property management company. So that doesn't concern me, but some stuff I'm going to try and diversify maybe a little bit. And so anyways, so I don't know. I'm debating on if I sold this thing on land contract, maybe do like a lease option for 6 months to a year, so that they can prove they're going to be, a good paying, upstanding citizen, right? And then after that, I'll convert to a note and mortgage. I don't want to do a land contract in Indiana, mainly because land contracts are more difficult to sell. So selling a note and mortgage on a property is easier to sell than a land contract. But if I can get somebody in there for 6 to 12 months, I could show a history of payments, on time or whatnot. Then I can show that to a prospective buyer on the note. The other nice things are, we just recently had a land contract deal that the tenants became the Sanford Sun, and they. Good morning, Tim. Good morning, Allison. Allison. She's got one L in her name, and it annoys her when I call her Allison. Anyways, so I'm thinking about doing that. I lost my train of thought. I was making fun of you, Allison. So I ended up buying this beauty this week. I got to figure out if I'm gonna sell it on note and mortgage, or whether I'm going to. I know what I was gonna say. So we had a land contract deal go through one of our other houses that we managed for a guy, and the tenants became, or the buyers became, the Sanford Sun. Or, they were just basically turning the yard into a junkyard, and the city wasn't having it. And when you have it on land contract, the owner still owns the property. And then he's just worked out a deal with the buyers, right? But so ultimately, the owner is responsible for all these cleanup fees that the city wants, or they want the property cleaned up ASAP, so the owner's responsible for it. So that can get kind of messy. Whereas if you're the bank, you have the note on the property. The title is in the buyer's names. I mean, there's caveats left and right, whatever. But, in this kind of a case here, the tenant buyers, or the buyers, would have been responsible for that, those fines and fees, and not the owner, the seller. But ultimately, if he had to foreclose on them, he's gonna probably end up eating it. But maybe he could play some, sympathy cards with the city and say, look, I didn't own the property, we just foreclosed on it, we're going to get it straightened up, blah blah blah. So it's just, it is what it is. There's many different 6 and 1, half dozen and others in those types of deals. So anyways, all right, so that's the one I bought this week. I'm always looking for deals. And I think that was pretty good. I think that one was like, when we ran the numbers on it, it was like about a 12.5% cap rate on it. So that's pretty doggone good. It would be even better if I just sold it on contract. Put a note on it or whatever. I think I ran the numbers on that too. Because I think we would make like, maybe I only ran the numbers if I rehabbed it. Because if I didn't rehab it, it's even better. Anyways, so we can maybe get into that if we got some time later. So I've got this glorious, beautiful property here. I've actually owned this house. Me personally, I bought it 2007, 2008. And then I sold it to an investor. I can't remember. I think he's out of Singapore. He's had it for 5 or 6 years. And we manage it for him. It's a cute little house. It's across the street from Crown Hill Cemetery, which, you gotta love your neighbors because they're all dead. They're real quiet. But it's got a pretty scenic view, like straight out the front here. It looks over the cemetery, and you get to see the rolling hills and all the dead people. Do you know how many dead people are buried in Crown Hill? All of them. They don't bury live people. All right, so let's, shall we jump into this? Should I do the logo that we never seem to do anymore? Yeah, let's do it. Oh yeah, that was just beautiful. Don't you just love it? Me too. I do. I love it. All right, so this is a property that is a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath. Does not have central air. It's got gas heat. This one is the one. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. I don't know if I still got the picture somewhere. I'll have to look it up. This is the one where the buyer or the tenants had cable installed, right? And the cable company came and they ran a cable up the upstairs and they drilled through the wall to run this cable through. And they drilled through an outlet. I mean, like dead center, right through the outlet. And if that wasn't an oopsie moment, the oopsie moment should have been that this moron from the cable company just came inside, realized that it had come through the wall in that spot, and still capped the wire, put coax, cap on it, and then, left it there. So live outlet, coaxial cable coming right through the heart of it, and he decided to still use it. So yeah, that was pretty fun. That was pretty impressive. The things we learn when we're doing these sorts of things. So, all right, so let's get into this bad boy. So these tenants have been there for multiple years. We kind of have a thought that they were renting it out, renting out rooms to people. So they were arbitraging it. But every time we would ask them about it, they would deny it vehemently, and they always paid on time. So it's one of those caveat situations, or not caveat, but it's one of those. What do? Do you enforce the issue? And they seem to be taking good care of the house. We'll see now, obviously, because it's probably been a year since we last inspected it. Do you force the issue and say, nope, you're renting out to other people, and or do you keep taking your rent? So in this case, we took the rent because they were taking care of the place. That's not something we like to do if we find out that someone is actually renting it. I mean, in this, there was, what do you call it? Benefit of the doubt. We didn't have enough proof to enforce the issue, really. So anyways, all right, let's get this done.
Looks like there's some.
Who likes kitty litter, huh? After I just said that they were kind of taking care of the house, what'd they do? They poured all their kitty litter out on the yard. Yeah, quiet neighborhood.
Or something out here.
All right. Oh, we don't need a cross shot. So see, Beautiful. That's the yard across the street.
See, we're missing a gutter right here.
Oh, you can need
The whole
downspout.
drop down piece. The front windows up top are shattered.
Oh, okay. These windows up top here, actually are dead windows. So they actually go to, there's a bathroom behind it. So that's actually the side wall of the tub. Remember how I told you guys that sometimes I like to shut off a bathroom? Put the wall up over top of, because sometimes when you put a bathtub in, there's a window in that bathtub area, and that's just horrible for maintenance and mold and everything else that goes with it. So sometimes what we'll do is we'll put in a tub surround and we'll cover up these windows, and then either we will eliminate the windows on the outside or we'll leave them in place. We did not do this. This was done prior to my taking over this property, and we just never did anything with it.
Shattered.
I should get a quieter keyboard. What do you guys think?
Down this door right here, it may have been, someone may have attempted to kick it in. I'm not sure, but see the hinges are a bit loose on the door. So you just buckles like that. But yeah, gutter over there. See
A little bit of soffit issues here.
soffit right here, and fascia is beginning to fail.
Right now, check front door for secureness. Is secureness a word?
Seems like a cable wire coming down here in front of this
grammar
window.
Nazi, Allison.
Could also get a screen on this window.
Burp.
Got weeds growing up inside of the siding right here. The sides could be pressure washed.
Yeah, are you
As you can see, it's got some dirt built up on the sides.
Yeah, this was one of my
We've got an old screen and window right here.
Yeah, we need to caulk those. This was one of my first rental purchases. I was a big flipper from like 1991 up until 2012, 2015, something like that.
Having a hard time getting this back side open. It's stopped with this screw right here.
Go out the back door. That's my boy. Anyway, so this was one of my first rentals. I bought it, and it was right in the heart of the downturn. I can't remember. I think I paid $10,000 or $12,000 for this house.
See, it's starting to lip up the roofing over here.
Yeah, the roof is old, but it's pretty steep, so it's lasted a good long time.
On this side could get pressure washed as well.
Yeah, the whole house needs to be pressure washed.
We got a hole in the siding.
Now you got to remember when you guys
Screen's
pressure
tore up
wash.
as well.
Yeah, see, there's more screens that need to be replaced. When you pressure wash a house, especially if it's got newer windows,
more holes
you do
in the
not
siding.
want to. Yeah, this is a pretty
Cable
good foundation
wires
house.
hanging.
This was a
siding right
really
here.
good deal when I bought it. I should have never sold it. Especially now that the area's coming back. So I should have taken a lesson from Kyle, but I didn't
There's
even know
a
that.
whole gutter piece right here.
It's probably our gutter piece from the front. anyways, so yeah, this has been a good.
This middle window
house.
right here is missing a screen.
Oh, so when you're pressure washing, you don't
These other
want
two, they
your
both have
pressure
them.
washer to hit the windows if they've got seals, because they'll blow the seals. I've had that happen more than once. And replacing a window seal is not cheap. It probably end up costing you $100 to $150 to replace just one pane. So like if the lower one, if the seal got blown, $100 to $150. Well, window's $300. So we did do a full-on rehab for this house when we had it, when I owned it back in 2007, 2008. So we're good to see how that looks now. We put in some maple cabinetry because Menards had, interesting. There's a hole in the door.
See how some of the shingles are starting to lip up. And some of the soffit right there is coming down a little bit. Because we've got a really old back porch light.
There's a hole in my door. That was not there when they moved in.
This gutter looks good over here. But looks like the inside screen is ripped up a bit. That's on the back fence.
So this is another interesting thing. Let me back up just a little bit. So this has a garage here, and it's an alley access for the garage. It's a little one-car garage, and it's a little lean-to. It's real small, but we charge extra for the garage on this house. So we were getting $50 a month for the garage, and you know what we basically told the tenant, because if anybody wanted to use this, let's say the tenant didn't want the garage, then that's fine, because everybody else could have access. They come in through this alleyway back here, and then they gotta have access. They have access to the garage, so they would never even disturb the tenant, right? Because there's a big old fence and everything else like that. So it was, but in the end, the tenant would rent it because of the fact that they didn't want to. They just didn't want somebody else moving in. What is that? Kitty cats and dogs? What are you talking about? Oh, because of the fenced-in backyard? And, oh, the door, you mean?
Back fence.
This guy, I think, was here for 2 or 3 years. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to charge him for that kitty door or what. Alright, you already tried it one way. Let's not try it the other way. So I'm trying to decide if I should charge him for that kitty door or not. I wonder how professionally installed it was, because it's also an opening for raccoons and possums, and yes, we get raccoon and possums in the city, more so than probably in the in the woods. We get a lot more. Okay, I'm on the wrong inspection video, so let's get to this again. So not too bad. Like I say, they kind of took care of it, except for the cat litter in the front yard, but we'll give them the benefit of the doubt and assume that they were carrying it out of the truck and it blew out. But we'll still probably end up charging for it. Okay, so this is the front room going in. So, door right there. We'll have to see what we got going on here. I don't know what room that's for. Maybe that's a new exterior door. No, it looks like an interior. I don't know what it's for. What do I got going on here, Cole? Are you repainting or what are we doing? Yeah. How am I supposed to know what you're doing? Yeah, it looks like repaints. Interior repaint throughout.
You can see in this room that there's a couple of patch spots, and you can see kind of the colorway on this door. It's not all the same. Could be painted. Touch up the walls.
Touch up or repaint?
These patch spots are gonna need sanded down. Got like a crack
My computer's
in the wall.
having a hissy fit.
I can see most of the windowsills are gonna need cleaned up. Got a lot of debris and dirt in the corners,
I just saw
things like that.
a window gap. Yeah, this house has
Paint
got
to trim
a lot of newer windows in it.
in some
They're all
spots,
newer.
like right here.
Yeah, I think it's gonna need an interior repaint.
And you can see the carpet goes over the trim a little bit over here.
Yeah, so we pulled it up a little bit.
Trim's got a lot of dirt and debris on it. Also, no door handle
Nice.
for the door to the room. This is the closet door. Could use some paint. Little hole right here. A couple of them. It's a little bright.
He's got a flashlight.
The trim could use some paint.
Still interested to see what that door's for.
The front room could use some touch-ups. A couple cracks, a couple of marks and spots, things like that. Cable wire.
It's
You
been
can see these
over 10 years since we painted this house.
patch spots as
I
well.
think it's about due.
There's some cracks in the paint. Got a sliding door in the living room.
I don't know what that's for. I mean, it's pretty decent shape, like I say.
Right
you
here
know?
is our basement door.
What's that window for?
You can see in this room, we got some cracks. A couple more patch spots.
Change.
Trim's a little beat down and wore out a little bit.
Where's that window go for?
Thermostat.
I got a bunch of extra stuff here. I got a door, I don't know where it goes. I got
See the
a lower
wall
pane of a
could use
window,
some
I don't know
paint.
where it goes.
Our shelves right here just need to be cleaned out, except for this side. You can see the hinge is broken. And it needs to be cleaned out in here. And clean up the windowsills. You can see this trim right here could be painted. Got a couple scuff marks.
Look at that. Look at that glass countertop backsplash. Whew, that was big money. Big money. No whammy, stop. Actually, this is it was $4 a square foot at Home Depot. Home Depot used to have really, really good tile. So like in this house, I think we did a lot of tile. Yeah, Home Depot had, you could buy, it was real thin though. You know, most of your glass counter, your backsplash countertops are pretty thick, like let's say 1/4 inch thick or so, and this stuff is like 1/8 of an inch thick. So it was real thin, but it looked good, and it was only like $4 a square foot, so it really wasn't bad. And you know, like here, you probably only got, you know, maybe 10. Well, let's say maybe there's 20 square feet of backsplash here that we had to put in. And these maple cabinets, they look really, really good, but they were low end Menards cabinets for the time. they came pre-finished and they were pretty nice. I mean, they've held up really well. So I really liked them. I liked the look of them and everything.
So we got a couple of patch marks and other marks on the walls. So could get touched up and painted. The countertop is looking pretty good. Nothing very serious. Maybe a new sprayer. Got a couple holes in the trim in here. Floor is
the fridge.
savable, I could say.
Did I miss it?
Nothing very serious.
Yeah. See, when I bought this house, those laminate floors were in. Oh, there's the fridge.
Everything else seems a little fine.
When I bought the house, that
checked all
clip-lock
the
laminate flooring
cabinets.
was in the kitchen, and we
They're
didn't
all
replace it.
looking good. They just need wiped down and cleaned. But on the inside here, you can see it's starting to rot away inside. The inside just need cleaned out, and the outside's clean.
Yeah,
A little bit of a crack right here
that's been there since day
on the
one.
front face.
We had a couple of Army brats renting this house for a while, and then they ended up disappearing in the middle of the night. It used to be nice to rent to the Armed Forces
The shelves.
because if you
Get the
didn't-
sliding door back on track. It's not on track at all.
didn't pay your bills, then the Army would hold you accountable, or any of the Armed Forces would hold you accountable. They don't do that anymore.
Could touch up this room.
If
Here,
you
a couple
call,
of patch
try and,
spots. Marks.
like I remember a story. My dad, a guy was getting shipped out, and he had written a bad check, and so my dad called in, and they yanked the guy off an airplane and said, "You got an hour to go get this resolved, otherwise we're going to consider you AWOL." And he came and paid it, got it done. But nowadays, when you call in to talk to somebody about a bad debt, then they're all covering for everybody. Nobody's, oh yeah, we'll call you back. Let's look into it and we'll call you back. And then you never get called back. Now, Amy, I don't know if she's on the call. Amy is I don't remember, she's retired Army or she's just out of the Army, but she did some time there. But she still knows the tricks on how to get them to hold them accountable. But I'm not that savvy. I think, anyways. Yeah, there's floors in here.
Separation in the trim right here and the walls. Get some caulk in here to seal that up. This light, whenever it had power, it would flicker. So might need to get that checked out if it continues.
Out and in. Outside, inside.
Bathroom. Toilet could use new flanges.
Yeah, see, like
Also
we
has
did the
blue
tile in
fluid.
here. This is 10, 12 years ago. Where did that window come from?
Light,
Or that door? I haven't seen it yet.
like cobwebs, a couple small holes in the walls. Just needs cleaned. And
So there was some damage in that bathroom. Let me write something down here real quick. to write down the damage in the half bath. So Peg, when she gets to charging these tenants, I mean, clearly they're not going to get security deposit back. Let's see what we got.
Kind of a stench coming from this bathroom. Hopefully it's not residual.
Booyah.
Also, this trim right here could be painted. We've looked at. I'm sorry. Okay, head upstairs. The
Carpets
stairway
are still in
well
pretty good shape. I'm kind of surprised.
looks pretty good.
I mean,
It's got a lot of
when I originally took this house over, we made a lot of mistakes. This is probably one of the ones that we made mistakes on. Like putting carpets in. We don't do carpets anymore. I think we went through phases. We did carpets, then we went to we would do carpet and then tile in the kitchens and bathrooms. And then we got away from carpets and we went to the click lock laminate. That did not last very long because those just get trashed out too fast. And then we went from the click lock laminate to Allure, which is a floating floor. And we did that for a year or two. And then we started seeing that there would be some issues with separation. And so then we switched to the LVP. And then I would say that about the time we switched to LVP, we quit doing tile and
little nails,
bathrooms. We just do
things like that
LVP
on the
everywhere now.
stairway.
But this one, I don't think I'm going to replace the carpets.
And you can see some of the carpet overlaps. Like right here, it overlaps
we need to do
the actual stair.
stretch and trim.
And could get a little touched up. Paint a couple marks like that. A couple of other little marks. The wall on the stairway could get touched up. A couple marks on the way up.
Yeah, it's really going to need to be repainted.
Walls and trim could use some paint. A couple of handprints and marks on the walls.
Is that where our window goes? Nope. Almost got a window in.
They're really dark and kind of hard to see on the camera. Got a bit of crackage right here.
So a lot of times you get settlement cracks from, and I want to blame, that's a nice trim door, right? Isn't that nice? I want to blame the fact that people don't run gutters away.
Got a couple of marks
it
and
erodes
things
around
like
the
that
house,
on
the
it.
foundation and whatnot, and causes
Same
it to.
here about the trim.
Sink a little bit.
Show you.
You get a crack.
Just dust, really, for the most part.
Now the question becomes: when you run the gutters
door
away,
could
do you
use,
bury
a
those?
little bit of paint.
Because that's a lot more work, a lot more money, a lot more expense. Or do you put the fear of God in your tenants and tell them that they need to make sure they keep those things? We've had a lot of issues there. That's the flu, and I would say probably 3 or 4 times over the past. No, not 3 or 4. Maybe
we
once
have
or
no
twice
window
over the past 10 years.
right
we've had
here.
to
It's
come in there and
been
redo
fell
that
out.
wall
It's been
because we
pushed
get some
out.
minor seepage around that flue. And we've gone up on there and caulked the heck out of it. So I just don't have a good answer for this. Maybe when we replace the roof, we'll get a better
And, this is
repair on it.
on the chimney.
Yeah, it's hard as a rock. Again, I have no
There's
clue
a
where
little
that
door
door goes
handle.
or that window goes.
Walls could use some paint. Marks.
Yeah, the
The
house needs
holes
to be
need to be patched up.
Bang us into it. Bang. that where the window goes? I think that's where the window goes.
Clean off the trim.
I think that's it. I kind of, yep. There, it's not. It's not there. Where is it? So what do they got? Storms in place, or is it wide open? I hope it's not wide open.
Clean off the trim.
So we figured that out, but I still have no clue where that door goes. Did you guys see where the door was? How many square feet is this house? I don't know. I think it's about 1,000. Let me look it up while you guys are finishing watching this. Oh, here's the upstairs bathroom. See, we did that top. Don't hold it against us, though. We were young and stupid then. We didn't do that stuff on the wall. That was already there.
Toilet might need a new seat. It's a bit wobbly.
Wobbly.
Towel rack is missing.
We didn't do that surround either.
I can see there's some cracking ceiling.
Yeah, that's from moisture.
Door could use some paint. See a couple marks, just to touch it up.
What, the video just goes and goes? Tim saying, man, it just goes and goes. I'm assuming he's talking about the video. Now, we did replace all the plumbing. We had to put in PEX everywhere. I think we replaced all that plumbing. Pretty sure we did. Tub needs to be caulked. Just look here.
Also, this shower rail is a little loose.
Just a little.
Walls could use some paint. Yeah, a couple cracks. Things like that. More small holes. So for the majority, upstairs needs a window. Get the bathroom.
So it's 1,268 square feet. That's main and upper floors. And then there's another 644 in the basement. Ooh, we are going to get a basement. We got
just final clean for the most part.
Say what? Oh.
Security systems.
That was there from way back in the day.
Light switch right here. Wire.
Spooky. Thermostat wire. It was a pretty dry basement back when I originally took it over. It looks like it's probably still pretty dry. I think we ran a couple of hot shots
furnace.
Up to some different bedrooms and stuff so that they could
Power
run
box.
ACs. Hot shot is a direct line from this breaker up to the room, or to where to the outlet. So it's straight breaker to the outlet.
Shelter area.
Nice. Oh, that must have been a joke. That's some funny stuff right there. I don't care who you are.
It's a little dirty. It's not moldy, just dirty.
Water heater, electric.
Water heater.
He's got the burps. Yeah, this wasn't a bad house. I like this house. What the heck is that? Sump pump. Drain hose.
And also, this looks like it was taped up, but it's not now.
Yeah, they want a little heat down here in the basement, I guess. Throw their crazy parties. Booyah! Let's see.
And that is pretty much it for.
Yeah, he was going to give the address away. Can't tell you guys what the address was. Oh, no. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, so stretch trim carpet is needed. Repair upstairs window. Is there something else he was showing us? I think that's pretty much it. Finkel Finkel, final. Isn't that guy from, what was it, I forget. Pet Detective one. All right, so let's get this done here. Repair gutters, run downspouts away from home. I don't think we're going to have too much there because actually I think the gutters were in pretty good shape except for that one front downspout. So, I don't know, 150. Assess upper dormer windows in front of us. They are dead, not used. So, we're just going to be an assessment. We're going to look and see if they need to be replaced. And we got my caps lock on. All right, Tim says, I'd buy these all day long. You look how this place is built compared to the typical old national houses that most investors have. This place is a fortress. Yeah, it's a pretty decent little house. Like I said, I shouldn't have sold it. Oh, well. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Doesn't do me any good. Check front door for secureness. We're going to add that under miscellaneous. Is that a word? Did Allison ever respond and say whether that's a word or not? Pressure wash, 250. Make sure they stay away from windows. I don't want to blow seals. Caulk windows replaced most screens. So this has got an upper and a lower floor. 250-ish. I don't know. That may be a little cheap. Repair fence gate. That's miscellaneous. Repair soffits. That should be pretty miscellaneous, but I'm going to add in like $75 because we might have to buy some more soffit material. Interior repaint. So we've got 5 rooms on the main floor, 6, 7. Do we count the upstairs? Yeah, 7, 8 rooms. 8 rooms at basically $150 a piece. Is that 1,200? I think so. Get my handy dandy calculator out. 1,200. Yep, 8 rooms. So that's probably about $1,200. Replace door handles as needed. That's a miscellaneous. Replace closet lids as needed. Repair hinges on dining room storage cabinets. That's a miscellaneous. Assess kitchen, faucet, new sprayer. We'll put in like $75 for that. Let's put it up to 100 because if I got to replace the faucet, but if we only got to replace it, I don't know, we'll leave it at 100. Assess under kitchen sink to make sure no leaks. That's a miscellaneous. Repair what? Oh, bifold door in kitchen. Miscellaneous. Repair trim and laundry room. Repair trim and laundry room. Oh, this is where it's that should be part of the repaint. Assess laundry room light. Hopefully it's just a loose connection. $50. Stretch trim carpet is needed. That's probably 150-ish. Actually, our final cleaner could do that, I think. Repair the upstairs window. If it's broken, we're gonna have to replace it. I'm gonna budget 150. Miscellaneous. So there's a lot of little things. So I'm gonna budget a little. I mean, there was a lot of stuff up here that we were gonna kind of include in here. So I'm gonna put like $500 here. And the final cleans kind of probably run 350-ish. Yeah, 350-ish, I would say. Because you got 250 for that, and then no, it's probably closer to 400, 375, 400. Let's do 400 because you got to go upstairs and blah 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 blah. So actually, this is not that bad of a turn, I don't think. I mean, the most expensive thing is right here, the interior repaint. Repair estimate. Ryan, hey buddy, how you doing? We have buried gutters. The daylights that empty into the yard get clogged every spring, and if you don't get someone out to clear them, they'll back up. I think you're better off with above ground. Yeah, I know. It's damned if you do, damned if you don't. But yeah, it's a good idea. We actually had one house. I'll tell you a little story. We actually had a house that we buried the downspout and came up and had a pop-up drain out in the yard. Well, we did it right above. You'll allow secureness. Thank you, Allison. Had Had a pop-up drain in the yard, and of course it was right above the gas line for the house. And we had done some digging to replace the sewer line. Well, we never got close to the gas line, but I guess there was a pocket or a sinkhole. I don't know if sinkhole is the right word for that. A pocket of space underneath the gas line. So we ran this pop-up valve, and of course we put it unknowingly. We put it above the gas line because the gas line's like, I don't know, 3-4 feet down underground. And first heavy rain came through, and the water came up out of that pop-up drain and went down, and it caused that sinkhole or what do you call it? Whatever. The cavity to collapse, and it literally yanked the gas line out of the main line, the main gas line out on the street. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen like an air compressor hose, man. You pop that thing, it's like, psh. That's what this did with city gas. And so I got a phone call about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I went over to this house. I mean, they had everybody there. They had hazmat, and they had, the police and the fire department. And I mean, they were, they had Citizens, which is the gas company. They had them out there, and they were just all sorts of miffed. And anyway, so I literally watched the the supervisor for Citizens, and they pulled the old gas line out. It was kind of trick how they did it, because they basically hooked the new gas line up to the old gas line, and then they pulled it out, and so they were replacing the old gas line, just by yanking on it and running it through the ground. Anyways, long story short, I watched that supervisor go inch by inch across that gas line to make sure that we hadn't nicked it, while we were doing our work. And then sure enough, they came through. Luckily, about a month later, they came back through and said it was an act of God. So I did not get a bill for that. But yeah, you're right. Those pop-up drains can be kind of a mess. So anyways, all right. So let's run my numbers here. I don't think I started doing this, did I? Let's see here. 150 plus 250 plus 250 plus 75 plus 1200 plus 100 plus 50 plus 150 plus 150 plus 500 plus 400. 3275. That's not bad. I mean, he's done some work over the years, but not a lot. So I think that's pretty good. I mean, I think he's had it for a while. At least 5 to 7 years. So that's not bad at all, I don't think. And some of the stuff we'll be able to get some of the money back from the tenants. Their security deposit was at least $750-ish. So anyways, not bad at all, I don't think. I want to say that back in the day, he bought it from me. We can run cash flow analysis on it if you kids want to. So I think this house rents for $750. I would actually jump it up to $800 now. Where we're at now, 8% vacancy rate, 10% average maintenances, but we really don't even get that. I mean, this thing's pretty bulletproof nowadays. So should we lower it or leave it at 10? 7%? I don't know. Let's just leave it at 10. If anybody was looking to buy it, then they would want to run numbers on a not bulletproof house, but it's actually better than that. And the taxes on this bad boy are not that bad, I don't think. I was just pulling them up. Yeah, I guess they are a little expensive. 1,301. Oops. We probably need to appeal those. I think he originally bought it for like $45,000 from me. This was back in the day before the new current market. He does not have a loan on it, so I'm not going to run those numbers. We're going to put in basically what? What's 3,300? About $4,000, right? 3,275 times 1.2. Whoops. Yeah, about $4,000. He's going to put $4,000 into it. Uh-oh, getting some messages. I forgot to silence my phone. So he got about $50,000 into it, right? And then property insurance should be $550. So it's about almost a 10% cap rate. That's not bad at all. His cash flow on it is about 405.75 a month. So not a bad deal, not bad at all. He's not a U.S. citizen, so he does. I don't think he gets to do depreciation. I don't know. I don't get into his taxes. So yeah, not a bad deal at all for him. Pretty good money maker. All right, so let's see what we got here. We got time to do another one? Man, it's pretty late. This one went pretty long, didn't it? I guess that was Tim's statement. What did he say? Man, it just goes and goes. So I think on that note, I'm going to call it. I don't want to drag this out too long. I got some other stuff I got to get done this morning. So anyways, click the like, click the subscribe, click the bell icon to be notified if I go live. I may do some more live ones. I have only got one more scope of work I need to do this week. So maybe I'll hold out for Saturday, but I might not. I might do it this week sometime. If I do, I'll let you guys know, or I'll put it live and you can watch it later. So I appreciate you guys coming in. If you have any questions or comments, put them down in below. I'm always happy to respond and give any information I can. Appreciate your time. Oh, I didn't even turn the lights on, so you guys got the fuzziness in the corners, didn't you, the whole time? Oh, well, I'm a slacker. What can I say? It's a Saturday morning. It actually doesn't look too bad, does it? All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.